Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Roll Skull Podcast, episode 17. Yes, because I'm looking that 16 is uploaded. Hello, Zakk. How are you?
PW, I was right! I called it! You all said that I was going to be wrong! You all doubted me, but I was right! That was how you started a couple weeks ago, right?
That's true. Yes, because
about Kuma being in a church, baby.
You called it, Zakk.
I did not want to be right!
This is the dark timeline. And I gave you a little shout out in my video on this chapter because
my goodness gracious!
Oh, this is dark.
Because I said it out loud, and there was a piece of my soul, a piece of my very being that just did not want to believe that. Right? I said it out loud immediately afterwards, going, "You know what? No, that's a little bit too dark. We're not reading Berserk right now. We're reading our funny pirate manga, One Piece. And what happened? What happened? Oh!
Kuma is literally guts, and Jenny is Casca. So, oof.
No, because Casca survived.
Oh, that's right. Well,
that's one of the things that makes Guts very, very compelling as a character.
Yeah.
Is that he has to have this relationship with this character. Let's just say that some things have happened to.
Yeah, and he was powerless to stop. Speaking about being powerless, I'll give you the Kuma. And go on. Now I have to say this. He's my favorite warlord.
Really?
He is now after this because
I could have sworn that it was someone else. You know, the first son of the sea.
Oh, get out of here! Oh, you did this to me on this day. I can't believe it. Speaking about that, though, Jinbei is made all the worse for this.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm like, you remember when Jinbei watched a traumatized child clean his ship and asked, "Hey, dummy, why are you doing that?" You remember that? You remember that? The amount of stands I encountered over the years for this character, he's a bad character. I'm sorry. After seeing all this with Kuma is the best. The best.
But Jinbei had a conversation with Luffy that one time.
Had a conversation with Luffy and called a child stupid for being traumatized. Like, "Hey, dummy, why you clean the blood off my ship, idiot?" She's like, "Oh, I don't want to get hit again." Well, that's dumb. Why are humans so stupid? Like I'm sitting here reading this like, this is your king. This is who you all crave, really.
He is a straw hat.
This man's a straw. I cannot believe. I don't believe it. I can't.
I mean, granted, I could see a couple other straw hats doing that same thing.
I mean, then that's backed up with sort of like a swelling of epic music, and it comes to a positive point
and then
somewhere.
They realize something and they change their tune.
Yeah, as opposed to, "Yeah, we cleaned you up, idiot. Get off the ship. Oh, you're responsible for killing a fish or tiger. I was right about humans." That's it. That's it. There's no like.
Jinbei doesn't need a redemption. He doesn't need to think it all differently. Jinbei's already perfect.
You know what's crazy? Both of these characters have suns on their chest. If you told me 5 years ago that one of them was going to give us an extreme rundown about Nika and the other who becomes a Straw Hat wasn't, I wouldn't believe you. This man, you know what? You get a twofer. You get two, because not only does Kuma have suns on his chest, guess who else wears suns all the time? And I just noticed this. Bonnie, her stockings, they're all suns.
Oh, because she's Kuma's. Oh my god!
It's right there. I noticed that today. That's going to be a short. I noticed
Immaculate.
that. I'm like, Oh, Jinbei's a bad character, dog. No, I can't. It's time to stop coping. It's time to stop. He's a bad character.
If you would have told me 5 years ago that one of these warlords would give us a very in-depth knowledge about Nika through slave lore, and the other one would become a slave, not a slave, a straw hat, I would be like, who is Nika? And start to feel very afraid.
The fact that it was who's who, I can't get over that. In a dumb fight. Just
Jinbei never had a conversation with his captain.
Like, hey, Captain, why does your wanted poster look like this? Why do you turn into an albino? What is this about, Captain?
Why do we put a sun on our chest? It's to hide the scar of the revolutionary, not the revolutionary, but the celestial dragons, and make it so that we're all the same. So we could have been a slave, but no one knows. Okay, but why a sun?
Why a sun specifically?
Don't ask questions, Jinbei.
That's the worst backstory.
You're telling me that Fisher Tiger didn't have one story to tell about Nika?
I'm about to turn to Dolphy. I can't because he's the premier slave guy. He saved all the kids from slavery. Not him, not Hancock. No one says anything. I'm like, oh, okay, all right. No one knows anything. But who's who? Who's who knows things? Why this random cat man?
How does he know? I heard the slaves talking about it. Which ones?
And he's like,
we didn't.
And he's like, yeah, all fishmen are slaves, Jinbei, you idiot. Like,
you're telling me that a fishman doesn't know about Nika? Aren't all of you like slaves?
Why do you even have a sun on your chest, Jinbei?
What thought it would look cool?
Why even? And he's a poser anyway. Because now it's worse. Because he knows about Sulong. Why do you know about? I can't. Every time I think about that, I'm like, oh,
Jinbei and Peckham's are really good friends. You didn't know?
The rumors were true. Why do you know about this specific thing, about this specific race that has nothing to do with you?
Did the elephant visit Fishman Island?
Did Zunisha swim down a fish? I don't know. Oh, Jinbei can talk to fish. So? You know what's crazy? That's never explained. Crocodile, this is all you can talk to fish. Jinbei's like, yep. That's the conversation.
Explained or used, really.
He does it when the plot needs him to do it. And I told these people on Arlong Park forums years ago, I'm like, why would Jinbei join the crew if they're on land most of the time? Wouldn't Fishman Karate be kind of weird to use? Or Fishman Jiu-Jitsu rather now, because you grab the water. And
I mean, it's good in the air too. I mean, back in Arlong Park, who was it? Shu?
Oh yeah, but he drank a whole bunch of water.
You're telling me Jinbei can't drink water?
I don't know. That'd be honestly.
There's fisherman karate specialist in Arlong Park.
But see, he's not as good as Jinbei. No, yeah.
Yeah, of course not.
But Hody Jones is better than Jinbei, though. Did you know that?
There's zero chance.
He can make water sharks. Jinbei has never made a solid construct.
Yeah, Jinbei didn't lose easily to an already tired Zoro underwater.
Yeah.
Doing that to Hody was just uncalled for.
That was crazy. But you know what's crazy? He does not have one whale shark move.
Jinbei? Yeah. He just got the jujitsu. It's water bullets, I guess.
And then the whole reverberating through the water in the air thing. And it goes through people's... It's a lame kid.
Jinbei has done moves, but he's never really had a fight, except against who's who, but do we even count that?
He stood still the whole time.
Yeah, he didn't do anything. Does he do a named attack during that fight?
I'm sure he does. They're all called long things that I can't remember.
Ew.
But you know what I do remember? Fang Gun. That
gun is cool.
That was my mind exploded. I'm like, please kill him. Kill him, who's who.
Kill Jinbei and join the crew, who's who.
Please. Oh, he shot teeth out his face. That's cool. All right, the chapter.
So,
well.
Oh god, this chapter.
Okay.
I was not prepared.
Me neither.
I was not prepared.
And I think we can give Oda a little grace and not get on him about the art this week. Or maybe not, I don't know.
That's what I say, why not?
Oh, Lord.
Oda makes his own schedules. He could have taken a break week.
Well, there's a break next week.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The man did not ink his pages properly. He's been doing manga for how long?
Oh, I feel bad though. Oh.
I mean, like,
yeah, I get it.
Usually when you have stuff like this, you have like the story of the overworked, tired mangaka, right?
Yeah.
Oda makes his own schedules. Oda runs Jump.
Yeah, he does.
Gets special privileges because he makes the company all of their money.
Which is concerning, but we won't talk about that. Because when One Piece ends, I guess the American comics will come back because Jump will be dead.
I guess.
I guess we believe in One Punch Man, but that's a different magazine. So, whatever. Yeah.
Like, Oda doesn't get that excuse.
Yeah.
He's not like other girls in this regard.
Yeah. I guess I am shilling because I feel bad.
Like, and I can even understand how we couldn't get everything done this week.
Yeah.
Because some of the lighting in this was immaculate.
That's what's weird about it. It's really good in some parts.
You can tell where he focused his efforts,
which makes it work, which is odd. I don't have any comment. It's just weird.
Yeah. You can definitely tell where he focused his efforts. Like, dude, that shot of Kuma in the church, and he drew the shadows of the light beams and all that kind of stuff looked great.
It's hot.
And he had to draw the shadows, like, going from the roof over top of Kuma and bathing him and like that. That was good.
Also, there's a sun in the middle of the crucifix.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, it was especially for what we've been getting lately for Egghead, it was a very good shot.
Yeah. No, yeah.
Like, the line work is still a little bit sloppy, but who cares?
Yeah.
It's stylized. It looks great.
It's fabulous, yeah. I agree.
It's not clean, but it is good.
Yeah.
So that's why I can give him a little bit of a prize, because you could definitely tell it didn't exactly get done to what Oda's specifications, what a professional specification should be.
Fair.
But you can tell that he's trying new stuff.
Yeah.
And good lord, Oda needs to experiment more.
Yeah, well, he's experimenting in this chapter, both with art and with writing. Because also, I will point this out. Every other super rookie, Law, get out. Get out. You've lost the backstory war. Get out.
Jesus Christ, Law.
You've lost. I'm sorry, Law. GG.
We spent so much time with Law. And he might be the least interesting super rookie.
He kind of is. Kid is interesting because he keeps failing.
Yeah, Kid is interesting.
Beiji is my favorite.
Beige is goated.
Oh my god.
He's in Whole Cake, and everything Whole Cake touches is immaculate and good.
His funny.
I guess, like, X-Drake is still not exactly very...
I don't know what X-Drake is. I don't know what he is.
A sword member? A plant?
I don't know what any of that means at this point.
Yeah, like, what was the whole point of X-Drake?
Meanwhile, my boy...
I was here. The man infiltrated Kaido's crew.
Yeah.
They got a plant in Kaido's crew.
A Yonko crew, yes.
Into a Yonko crew. The Marines got a plant in a Yonko crew. What did they get out of that?
Diddly squat.
Is this like that one SpongeBob meme that's like, what are you going to do now? I don't know. I never thought I'd make it this far.
That was a good plankton. Goodness. Meanwhile, Apu is amazing.
Apu just like, from a design standpoint and sheer character is awesome.
He's like a weird monkey guy. He's so fun.
Scratchman Apu rules.
Oh, he's so cool. Rouge
music fruit is really cool. Rouge has done absolutely nothing, and people love him.
He oozes charisma. I love him.
Yeah.
Who else is there? Oh, there's Monkey DeLufa and the Green Man, but we know about them.
Yeah.
Oh, Killer, right. Killer's great.
Yeah, Killer's also good.
Oh, right, Straw Man. Hawkins.
Yeah, I was also thinking about Hawkins, but you know what? We didn't even get a backstory for Hawkins.
I didn't like Hawkins.
Like, Hawkins might be the only super rookie that we don't get any semblance of backstory for.
Which is weird, but kind of interesting. So I wonder where the, what's it called? The straw fruit?
Yeah.
Where's it going? I wonder.
Shanks.
That'd be funny.
That's why he was there on Wano.
Oh, Lord. No. Oh, the upset.
Could you imagine? The straw fruit is the key to it all because Eam has a hat, baby!
Do I even make a video if that's true?
No, that is way out of the line of anything that's even remotely possible.
No, if that ever happened, I couldn't make a video that week. I'd just be too mad.
Or if I showed up to get the straw fruit. On the whole of Wano, this is the only coconut that exists.
That'd be
or whatever the straw fruit would come from.
It could be a coconut. Oh, the soap fruit would look like a coconut.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Like, straw, thin, wispy. It's like a thin fruit. Like, I'm thinking of veggies when it comes down to that. It's like celery and asparagus and stuff like that.
Maybe it's like
can't be a banana.
Could be like a gourd.
Banana would be funny.
It would be funny. It'd be like a gourd.
Gourd would be kind of fun. Can you eat a gourd? Like from the outside?
I mean, well, yeah, you're in One Piece.
That's true.
Speaking about being in One Piece, the Revolutionary Army is a very confusing faction to me. Because they in fact do not stand on business. They are the most incompetent bunch of boobs in this entire manga. The only one who does anything, apparently, is Kuma.
It absolutely astounds me. Just how much they've dropped the ball on these guys.
Like,
how do you even manage?
Even like the situation Guinea is in, is Bella Betty going to get captured at some point? No, she's not.
No.
Why did she get captured? I've been saying this for a while. We're going to make a video on a certain character in a minute, but Dragon and Evenkoff are terrible, and everyone's ignoring Evenkoff. He's in this too. You are Mr. Hormone Man that can do all this weird stuff. You're practically a doctor. You don't go with Kuma to save your supposed sister, someone who calls you big bro. You don't go to her in her time of need. And Dragon, I'll get you the best doctors in the world. You just met with Vegapunk.
Yeah.
Like Onohara, because he had to bend down on his leg back then. So this is before that.
The best doctor in the world.
The best doctor. Who then knows another best surgeon in Hallback. So all the resources are yours, Kuma. Get out of here. You suck. You suck, Dragon.
You didn't do anything.
Neither of them did. Neither of them.
Still every single time we see Dragon, I'm like, oh man, is this finally the time that Dragon does anything? And he just like, all he ever does is just stand back, put a hand on his face, and go, oh man, that sucks, bro. This is the leader of a revolutionary leader who is like built around the very concept of destroying the government.
And yet...
And he can't bring himself to do anything ever?
Ever. You have the hormone. I can't get over this. What you know? Even Cough has healing hormones, right? And this is
healing hormones.
Yeah, the thing he did on Luffy.
I thought that was just like adrenaline.
He has healing hormones and adrenaline because he gives him
right, because he gave him hormones to get rid of the poison too.
Exactly. And this is post hormone fruit because he's in full burlesque getup. So I know it is. I know it is. What? I'm actually angry. Even Cough sucks.
Good lord. Like it is amazing that out of all of the high level revolutionaries, I guess you could call them.
Yeah.
I guess, yeah, that is what you would call them. Out of all the high-level revolutionaries, the only one we've seen do anything is Sabo.
Yeah, because he's the only one who's accomplished a mission. Like...
The man went to Mary Joa in a time where they were at the absolute most defensed ever.
Yeah.
Went to the deepest, darkest heart of that place, saw Eam, and escaped alive with that information and Kuma.
Yeah.
What has Dragon done?
He's faced east.
And he blew some wind that one time.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I hate this character. I don't get it.
Like, Dragon is everything wrong with Shanks exclusively.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
It's crazy because there is actually nothing.
There is actually nothing.
Also, and this is, I guess, important because it's brought up for the first time. Okay, the revolutionary flag is established, right? I knew it's a dragon because his name is Dragon, but it's weird that it's literally a dragon, if that makes sense.
Considering that's what they're fighting.
Yeah.
That's like flying the British flag as a pirate.
It's very strange. Like, your name is Dragon, you're fighting celestial dragons, your flag is a dragon. It's like if Luffy's flag was a monkey or something. It's very odd. It's like...
Yeah, it's like, let's just make my flag me and not the organization that I'm trying to make.
Which now...
With a normal pirate, that would make sense, right?
Yeah,
with a normal pirate, if you have a flag that is based off of you, yeah, that makes sense. If you are a revolutionary army, we're talking about, like, the proletariat rising up, trying to teach people how to defend themselves against a tyrannical force of injustice.
Yeah.
Is the entire point of the revolutionaries, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Why would the iconography and the branding be you?
And now, you know what makes...
If it's about the people!
What makes it worse is that if this is treated like a pirate faction, which it shouldn't be, but it probably is, you know what his dough fruit just probably is?
a dragon.
It's just a dragon, but like not Vegapunk or the actual, not the animal, but the mythical connotations of the animal. So like Kaido's fruit, but a Western dragon.
Which I really hope it's not that.
I hope not either, but
I hope it's something cool and good. Like, could you imagine if he had the dragon fruit, but it wasn't a Zoan?
Yeah.
If it was like a Paramecia. So, like, it gave you the ability to do, like, dragon-like stuff, but not become one.
Like Kuma.
Like Kuma.
Basically Kuma, yeah. I like that.
Well, I don't know. Bears don't exactly have the ability to push everything away, but
like, animals...
It gives them, like, bear-like features. I'm saying it's, like, you could do animal-like things,
yeah, but
not become an animal.
Yeah,
dragons are just so weird.
Yeah, because they aren't really anything, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I get you.
Or if he's like, I got the Hito no Mi model dragon, he becomes Kiryu Kazuma from the Yakuza series, baby!
But see, that would make him cool, Zakk. We can't have that.
That would make him way too cool!
Because Yakuza is the best game and actually keeps Sega afloat.
On a little side story thing?
Yeah.
I was watching wrestling this week.
Oh boy, wrestling. Yeah.
In the middle of my AEW broadcasting,
yeah,
they decided to play an honest to goodness Yakuza commercial.
Good.
Featuring AEW wrestlers.
Good.
They are putting my boys in the game.
This is based. This is good news.
You can fight them in the game.
It's crazy how good Sega is with this franchise.
Sega is cooking.
Like with Sonic, it's peaks and valleys every day.
Yeah.
But
all of their other franchises are like what? Bayonetta, Yakuza.
It's like on point each time. It's so fascinating. Like Knights could come back today and be perfect. It's crazy.
Well, I don't know about that. Knights tried to come back last year, and it was called Balan Wonderworld.
Don't bring that evil in this house. I can't. But yeah, Dragon
is lame, and Dragon is so bad and so lame and such a nothing character that once I start talking about him, I want to talk about literally anything else, like Yakuza.
Yeah, because like what Vegapunk. I can't even call this right there, and Vegapunk. Like, I don't understand. I literally don't. Why does he write him in this way?
Like, one of your own was kidnapped by the group that you're trying to destroy. Was it that you were lacking funding? Was it that you were lacking power? It took him 2 years to get Kuma, but at least he went out and did it.
Yeah. And
what changed?
And people are like, oh, he's like Luffy. You can't be moving so recklessly when you're the head of an organization. Brother, I get what you're saying. That's fine and good.
That's not a compelling character, though.
That is not even the point of the argument. If you're the Revolutionary Army, you're like a pirate faction. You go out and you do things, though.
That are against the law.
You are against the law.
You could be conniving and pointed and calculated and smart about how you move, but you have to show him doing those things.
But then again, what am I talking about? He didn't save Ivankov either, so I guess if you get captured, tough luck.
Yeah.
Remember that? Ivankov was just in Impel Down.
He was just in Impel Down, chilling.
Dragon didn't come for him, so...
Like...
whatever.
What? They say that he's calculated. They say that he's doing these things. He's like, oh man, he's like a smart leader. Because he likes to minimalize risk. He likes to take his chances only when he knows it's a surefire thing.
You showed up
Show him doing that!
And then about him acting recklessly, you showed up randomly in the East Blue.
Yeah. Because you wanted to say hi to your son.
But
in your weird off-kiltered way.
But you couldn't save somebody who was down with you from the beginning of your organization. You couldn't save your Nami, essentially.
Yeah.
This is not Luffy. This is not. He is not a Monkey D at all. Mind you. Oh, go on. Sorry.
We're also in the midst of seeing Garp do the same thing with Kobe.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah. No hesitation. No worrying about, like, where the manpower, where's the funding, none of that. I go out and I do stuff and I get it done.
I'm going to go punch the island.
I'm going to punch the island in half.
While laughing, because I'm God, baby.
He's God, baby.
Monkey D. God.
Like, if you want to show that Dragon is a cautious, calculated person, then show him doing cautious, calculated things.
And it's only going to get worse when his powers are revealed. I mean, we all lose. Because if he's wind...
like, his power is going to be completely OP. And he's going to have less of a reason why he didn't go and get Ginny.
Because if he's wind, if he's like a wind Logia, you mean you're invisible and you couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
Okay. Pop off, King. Excellent. Awful character. Awful. Go on.
Like, I just want to see him accomplish something. But every single W that the revolutionaries have are on the backs of other characters. Which I guess sort of makes sense for the Revolutionary Army. You want to pop up other people to let them handle their own problems, but shouldn't Dragon have done something by now?
Also, where's the manpower? I only see one guy in this entire chapter who has manpower, and it's not Dragon. You know who it is?
It's Kuma.
No, it's not even Kuma. I mean, with an actual army, it's Ivankov.
Yeah.
Ivankov has 99 people behind him who are all proficient martial artists.
Yeah. They're all basically on Sanji's level.
He has an army of Sanjis. What does Dragon have?
A cool look? A good power?
It's pathetic.
Who put Dragon in charge?
Where is this coming from? What gave him the gall to go out and do this?
Like, who put Dragon in charge? He's like, oh, I was an ex-Marine. Could you imagine if Helmeppo just decided, I'm going to be the leader of a revolutionary army, and did it?
We would all laugh.
Could you imagine if, like, X-Drake just decided to make the revolutionary army?
That's what this feels like, honestly. And if it gets worse, what if he's just the dragon? Not even what I said earlier, like he's the red dragon from Punk Hazard.
I mean, yeah.
What, like he's just the animal.
That would be pretty lame.
That would
he's not even a human. He's just a dragon in human form or something like that. Because a lot of Western dragons can do that.
Yeah.
That doesn't help him at all.
And the wind stuff is just circumstance.
Like, you could do that. I mean, you could do that. But that doesn't help him.
No, it doesn't.
Giving him a cool power doesn't make him a better character.
No.
Like, Kaido has really cool powers. And he has some character. But he's not a great character.
No, and you kind of have to look at him like what you told me one time. If you look at him like a WWE wrestler, he actually becomes better.
Yeah. If you look at Kaido like he's Yujiro Hanma, you look at him like he's a Baki character, then that is a much better fit for him.
Which he basically is.
Yeah. And if you want to treat Wano like it's the Baki arc, cool. I'm glad that you can enjoy it that way. I don't, and I can't. So, whatever.
Yeah.
But we're not talking about Wano. We're talking about another dragon.
Yeah.
Who is equally as lame and bad. No, that's not fair to Wano. That's not fair to Wano.
That's very funny. But you and it's bad because you just let one of your own just get ran up on, just completely obliterated.
They just showed up, said, "Hey, I'm taking this one," and took like your third in command.
Just took her. Just
took her.
Just
Dragon, Ginny's been kidnapped. Huh?
Oh.
Well, 2 more years of that, we might have to do something about it.
Isn't that right? Even called very right. Very right. I'm.
Come on, Kuma, let's go do some liberating. Okay.
I can't even. Now, there are a lot of theories about who did the thing that will not be named.
Yeah, do you think that they're going to reveal Bonnie's dad?
I think we've seen him already. There are 2 schools of thought about it. I like mine, but I'll tell you the other one. Which one you want to hear first?
I'm thinking the schools of thought are like Charlos or Garling.
Charlos' dad.
Okay.
Because technically Bonnie introduces us to the concept of celestial dragons by saving Zoro.
From Charlos and his dad.
Right, because she saves him from Charlos. And then we see his dad later, and then even later we see Rose Ward, which is Charlos's dad, writing Kuma.
Yeah, that checks out.
The other school of thought is that it is Figurlin Garland, because when Bonnie is gender swapped, she looks like Shanks.
Huh.
So
that's interesting.
I'm going more so to Rose Ward because it would make more sense. Seeing as how he keeps being shown, him and his son keep being shown to be like in the same vicinity as Bonnie and Kuma. And then they're also lechers because Charlos wanted Shirahoshi. So like father, like son, which is terrible in this situation, but it checks out.
I'm in the school of thought that I just hope we never find out.
Fair.
That was just some nameless goon.
Fair.
And that's just... I think that does way more for the Celestial Dragons as a force and a threat than revealing who they are.
Yeah. Because that's kind of the problem that we're entering now. Because of
everything has to be related somehow.
Yeah, and then
everything has to be a callback to something. And I don't like it when they do that.
And we've already started to humanize them because we've shown that they have the capacity to change, like with Miosgard.
Yeah.
Don Quixote and Miosgard. And then Don Quixote homing, and then we have Rosiante.
I always forget that Miosgard is a Don Quixote.
Yeah, it's weird.
That's so weird.
He's Dofi's uncle or something.
Yeah.
And he got homing. So, which, homing was just naive. But anyway, yeah, so, woof. We get a new disease just dropped.
Yeah, new disease just dropped. Patch notes are here, so would you like to read them? So,
oh jeez. Go ahead.
So, Bonnie had this disease.
Yeah.
Had that little point on her cheek that was rocks that is now a piercing. So those aren't there anymore.
Right.
So, I've heard the theory.
Yeah.
That Kuma did everything that he did, and we've set it up with like the idea of pushing out memories and metaphysical concepts so that you could push a person's soul out of their body.
Huh. Yeah.
So he did everything that he did with Vegapunk to create a clone body of Bonnie, and then pushed Bonnie into a healthy body. Is what I'm hearing.
I like that. Because that's not impossible.
I mean, it takes everything that we have. It takes everything that we figured out this arc and kind of synthesizes it all into one character.
Yeah.
I also find it kind of funny, though.
Why is that?
When you think about, like, just the time that they did for everything. Because I noticed when trying to get my thoughts together here. So I noticed that when we find out Bonnie's age, which we'll get to that really soon. Yikes. But when they're like, hey, 5 years ago when Bonnie was 7, or the other way around, forget. I was thinking about the fact that they were talking about that whole 10 years old thing when it comes down to the doctor that Kuma was talking to.
Right, yeah.
Because they're like, hey, Bonnie's going to be lucky if she makes it to 10 years old, and she'll die anyway, even if she's not in the sun. Which is quite an interesting thing to say, because 10 years old would be at the start of the story in Shabodi.
Wait, what? Really?
Well, if what we're hearing, if what we're reading is correct, and Bonnie is 12 years old, and there was a 2-year time skip,
huh?
That would mean Shabodi would be 10 years, which is when Bonnie started her journey.
So
I'm not entirely sure what the connotations for that would be.
Huh.
But it doesn't mean specifically that she would have had to have a clone body to fix her disease. Because 10 years, well, that's when you're going to die.
Right.
Well, what if she meets up with another supernova who has a backstory and a history of incurable disease and just so happens to be a really good doctor and have a fruit that could get rid of that whole pesky disease thing.
Yeah.
In a way that Kuma's fruit couldn't.
Yeah. Because he did it to himself, which gets mentioned here.
Yeah.
Amber lead poisoning, yeah. Huh.
Like, I don't know if we're going to tie it to Law. If that's why she's in Shabandi. If they met before then. If it's a clone body. I just find that in particular, I find interesting. She'll be lucky if she makes it to 10. And that's where the story starts in the One Piece world.
Because she's... Wait, okay, 10. Because her supposed canonical age is 22. Have you seen that?
I've not seen that.
Yeah, she's supposed to be 22 in the pre-time skip, and then 24 in the post-time skip.
And then, from what we're reading, and everyone's freaking out about this, right?
Yeah.
Because we are in the middle of a flashback. And it says, 7 years ago, when Bonnie was 5. Or 5 years ago when Bonnie was 7. One of those two, right?
Yeah.
One line. Internet is losing their mind over it. Because it's implying that the Bonnie that we saw come out of the weird weather phenomena at the start of the arc. I forget what it's called, but the Bonnie that we saw, the child body Bonnie.
Yeah.
That we saw at the start of this arc, and the child body that she used to trick the celestial dragons, is her, I guess, canon age?
Yeah.
Which, if that's the case, man, Oda has some explaining to do.
I think people are overreacting, though. Because, like, her original age, like before this stuff even started, right?
Yeah.
And I looked this up earlier because of the funny comment you sent me in DMs. Her first age, right? Before all this pops off, I forgot what SBS it is, but in an SBS, her age as well as the ages of all the other characters are stated. In SBS, let's see if I can.
Yeah. So he mentions it in an SBS. So is this like
68
a flashback within a flashback?
It could.
Or is this just a retcon?
It could be a flashback in a flashback, because I was under the impression that as she's being held up by Saturn at this point, she's actually remembering what she saw in Kuma's memory bubble and reflecting back on her own life, but through the eyes of Kuma from what she saw in his bubble. So,
it's just a very strange turn of phrase, which might just be on the translators.
Yeah, well,
it might be much more clear in the original Japanese.
Yeah.
But it's a very strange way to put it. Or I guess you could say, well, this is her age. Yeah, that's her age. Because she aged herself up, because that's what her fruit does.
But then, too, when did she eat the fruit?
Yeah, when did she eat the fruit? Are we gonna figure that out? Probably.
Because, I mean, we've seen Kuma eat his fruit. We haven't seen
We've seen where Kuma got his fruit. We saw where Law got his fruit, I think.
Yeah, we did.
And those are the two that really get... Those are the two supernovas that get, like, a lot of just backstory focus. Like, major arc-wide backstory focus are basically those two, and then there's everyone else.
Yeah.
We don't need to know where Gangbage gets his fruit from. He's a castle man, and that's cool.
Exactly. I'm castle man, gangster. We got all we need to know.
Yeah. The man has a family, and he loves his family.
Yes.
That's all we need to know. I don't need to know, where did he get his fruit from? What are the ways that his fruit interact with others? Like, shut up. He's got a baby with a pacifier that looks like a cigar. That's the sickest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Though I will like to see how it looks, which will probably be in One Piece magazine or whatever. Like how all the fruits have been revealed so far.
Yeah, like, we'll definitely figure out what it looks like. But where she got it is a much more pressing kind of question to me.
Yeah. So, I'm wondering.
But it's like, Oda, if this is true...
Oh, Lord.
That would have mean that you waited 15 years to tell us this character design was 12.
Yikes.
That is an obscenely large amount of time. Especially when you consider that Blackbeard will never escape the allegations now.
Never. Blackbeard is down for whatever, whenever. Though her terrible celestial dragon heritage does make things interesting, because an admiral was sent for her. Like how Borsellino was sent for Charlos when he got struck. So I noticed that.
Admiral... How do you mean?
Like, when
an admiral was sent for her for when?
When she was captured by Blackbeard.
Oh, that's right, because Sakazuki was there.
Right, like how Borsellino arrived when Charlos was struck by Luffy.
Bonnie does just, like... I guess this sort of explains why she gets better treatment. Because people treat Bonnie, like, with absurdly big kitty gloves.
They do.
It's almost upsetting how well she's treated by the series.
And how Blackbeard said, well, you know what, you're more useful as a bargaining chip. However, when it came to Hancock, he had her dead to rights, which was wild.
Yeah.
So she probably is super important. I made a video about that thanks to your efforts.
I appreciate it. Here to help.
Don't know how true that will be, but it would answer some questions.
But even if she is a celestial dragon, we've figured out with other countless examples that doesn't matter.
Yeah,
because if you are a celestial dragon by blood, but you go out doing pirate stuff and don't hang out in Mary Joa, then you're not a celestial dragon.
Exactly.
Because Dofi's not a celestial dragon.
But they do treat him pretty well.
They treat him pretty well, but that's because he's a warlord.
Yeah, and they
didn't give him any better treatment than they did with Crocodile.
And he's a freak.
Yeah.
Yeah, so no, you're absolutely right. So,
It's just weird.
It is weird. It's weird. Very interesting, though.
Mm-hmm.
Because now I'm wondering, like, with the age fruit, who actually is responsible for making the Gorosei eternal? Is it Law? Because it would make sense if it was Law. But
just the op for it in general.
Yeah.
I mean, they set up the eternal surgery.
Yeah, that's a Chekhov's gun that's got to go
That
off.
has to be fired at some point, man.
Yeah. No doubt.
And if it's only, like, obviously, if we know that it has that power, that means someone's done it.
Right.
And it can't just be Eam.
No.
It has to be somebody that we know, that the world would know of. And I would say, like, do people know about the Gorosei?
They seem to be not public figures, but known figures, at least amongst the kings.
Yeah. Like, people would say, like, you could talk to the peasantry. If you're talking about the celestial dragons, you'd be like, oh yeah, you mentioned the Gorosei, and there's a chance they would know who they are.
Yeah.
It's like a standard American with, like, specific senators, I guess.
Yeah.
Where it's like, hey, who's the senator of your state? I don't know, just some name I saw in a box.
Basically, yeah. No, that's believable. But yeah, especially seeing as how we see like the first sort of oddity about Saturn. Like we see him in the past and he's the same as he is now. So
yeah,
that does point to him.
Man is ageless.
Yes. But yeah.
Or maybe the eternal surgery was done on Bogar, baby.
Bogar, oh lord. Bogar's weird. That's just weird to me. It may not be anything, but that's strange.
I think that Bogart is eternally useful because he takes care of himself and he's a clean dude.
That's great. Also, you know what is just bothersome to me, and I won't talk about this in this video again, but Ivankov is a queen, right? Like, meaning like the actual like position.
I mean, Eva goes both ways, but basically they're the leader of Kamabaka Queendom.
Right. He wears
whatever that means.
He's got a crown and all that. Don't you go around like disestablishing kingdoms?
Well, there's a reason we like the good kings.
I mean, yeah, but then once you disestablish a kingdom, then you leave, and then things kind of go back to how they were. So what did you do?
Well, it's quite simple, really. When you have a bad king, then we get rid of the bad king, and then Dalton will show up, and everything will be good.
Wapple was right. That's insane.
Also, the revolutionaries are very lucky that there are only two types of kings in this world. King Riku and the salt of the earth.
Because
you have good, benevolent, just, and great kings who love their people, who everyone loves universally, that are just the best and brightest of boys. And then you have mustache twirling villains. Those are your only kings. That's it.
didn't do one thing about Doflamingo.
Didn't do a thing about Dofi.
You went and spied in his kingdom and took his prize in his Colosseum, and then you left.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, I would have been really bad. Let me rephrase that. I would have been very mad if a good king like Cobra was taken over, but Riku, well, he was a bad king. After all, I, Monkey D. Dragon, am very pro to propaganda from celestial dragons.
I hate this organization. Like, you know what's worse? You mean
because you know he probably believed them. You know he probably believed Riku was bad.
Yeah. I just realized something. Baroque Works was bigger than the Revolutionary Army.
Yeah. Baroque Works had like 25,000 people or some crazy number like that.
They had sections of the organizations called the Millions and the Billions.
Yeah.
Okay, bruh.
That doesn't mean in particular that they had millions and billions of people. But
right, no, but like...
even so, they had a lot of dudes in Baroque Works.
It's a derogatory term to mean you're a part of the infantry. I get that, but just the fact that they had a lot of people is crazy. What... like... I'm so angry. Because... I'm trying to find the sliver of hope for the Revolutionary Army as a faction. I can't.
There's nothing.
Where is it? Like,
Diggity Dog, they've existed as an active force in the story for less than 50 chapters. There's already a schism in the Revolutionaries. A force with 12 people in it.
And you got your hideout found out by this large Randy Savage looking individual who's the size of a house.
The fact that it wasn't even Lafitte.
It wasn't Lafitte. It wasn't the Invisible Man. It wasn't Shiryu.
It wasn't the Invisible Man. It wasn't Lafitte, who could be anywhere. It wasn't even a Valo Pizarro.
It wasn't Devon.
Just touch an island and be it.
It wasn't Devon, who can be anybody. Catherine.
It wasn't, I don't know, Doc Hugh, who could fly.
No. On his flying horse.
Burgess.
The man who's the size of a house. Wounded Burgess at that. His face was halfway gone, and he shambled his way to the hideout. Excuse me, what?
What is this?
This is clown shoes. Like, no one brings that up. Burgess just had a fight with Sabo. He was defeated. He was burned to death. He found a boat, helmsman his way there, because he's a helmsman. I don't know how, but okay. And found this secret location that we see in this chapter.
Yo, that means Burgess is going to fight Jinbei.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Oh, my God.
Wrestling versus jiu-jitsu?
I hate it here. But I hope that never happens. I hope it never, because it makes sense that it would, but I hope it never does.
I can't even imagine how you would make that particularly entertaining.
Because Jinbei just wins. That's why I don't understand people who vouch for Jinbei. Do you realize we have to manufacture him having a hard time? Unless it's like against, well, I don't even know, against a Yonko opponent. Maybe not, because he just deals with Big Mob. So whatever.
Well, he doesn't just deal with Big Mob.
He blocks Big Mob. I can't.
Once.
Brother.
The man blocked a single punch. You know who else did that? Chopper.
No, it wasn't a punch. That's the problem. It was a named attack. He blocked Spear of Elbath.
Yeah.
By hawking up. Mind you, this is after we have a 20-page backstory about how Big Mom is a freakish superhuman, scum of the earth, should not have been born. What is that over there? She flipped a giant over her back like he was a paperweight. And Jinbei comes in, crosses his arms in an FU pose, and just blocks a named attack. And people for months were speculating, oh my god, did she do some long-lasting damage to Jinbei? Is he not going to be able to steer the ship? He's fine.
It is really lame that Jinbei got left behind and had nothing happen to it.
Nothing.
I thought for sure that was when we were going to get the eye patch.
Yeah, oh, true. Fair.
I thought for sure that Jinbei was going to show up with some sort of visible scarring.
Which I can believe that because he already had a scar over his eye, so it makes sense if he would lose that eye.
Yeah.
It makes perfect sense. No, you're absolutely right. I thought...
Or
what?
Something.
I thought he was going to die at the end of Wano. I honestly did. I thought like he had enough time to help out Luffy, and then he would just pass away because of the lifesteal thing or whatever.
But we can't have Jinbei lose life to Big Mom. That would imply that Jinbei was ever afraid.
I can't wait for Elbaf. I can't wait for Elbaf where Big Mom comes back and she's hot and she just wrecks Jinbei. I can't wait. I'm so full of bile. I can't wait.
You are so full of hate with this character.
Because for 10 years, people have said the most ridiculous things. People will throw Zoro under the bus for Jinbei. I can't stand it. People will throw Usopp under the bus for Jinbei. When people say if there was a Straw Hat that was going to die, they would elect Usopp all the time. Have you not heard this?
I've heard that, but it still disgusts me to hear.
Out of all the characters, you pick the one good one who shouldn't die, who should make it to the end to tell the story of his grand adventure. No, you pick him and not the nothing named character who has accomplished nothing. You don't pick him. You pick Usopp. Okay. Fine.
Like if we have to kill a Straw Hat.
Yeah.
If we have to absolutely kill a Straw Hat.
Yeah.
There's only two options.
Yeah.
There's only two options. One of which is barely even an option. The first one is Jinbei, because he's basically a nothing character.
Right.
The other one, I guess, is Brook. Because Brook doesn't have to physically be there to share his song with Laboon.
I could, like, in a poetic way, yeah. I could see that.
But Oda's not going to kill Brook.
No, because
we need our musician to make the party scene more fun at the end.
And there's been too much narrative weight put into Brook for him to pass. Yeah. It's just ridiculous. Whereas with Jinbei, you get all of his business straight up front with no room for there to be anything to go back to later. Like, Brook has got a whole other story arc waiting for him somewhere down the line. Where was he a battle convoy captain at? We don't know. What is that? He gets the Sanji treatment, basically. When Sanji says he's from the North Blue.
Oh yeah, I'm from North Blue originally.
What?
How did you do that?
Brook is the same thing. Well, you read Thriller Bark, you know. Like, yeah. He gets the same thing. We don't get that with Jinbei, and I've waited for that for years. Didn't get it in Impel Down. Didn't get it in Fisherman Island. Didn't get it in Marineford. Didn't get it in Wano. Didn't get it in Egghead. There is nothing. I've looked. Because I would like to be wrong, but I am vindicated every time. So, whatever. This turned into... Go on, sorry.
I want to like Jinbei. I really do. Because I think Jinbei is a cool character.
Yeah.
But I would like Jinbei, I just feel like is an unfortunate, I guess, side effect of just how One Piece's writing has changed over the years. Because back in the day, like, reading Thriller Bark has kind of opened my eyes in a lot of ways. Back in the day, you would have a bunch of characters together, and they would have just like, it would be like almost like a road trip vibe, right?
Yeah.
Where you'd have a bunch of characters together, and they would be vibing, talking to each other, exploring stuff, bouncing off of each other, having a time, and being characters together. Jinbei has not existed in a single arc where we are allowed to do that.
And here's the thing, because, well, I guess I'm going to go off again. I don't mean to. But, like, the thing is, I get when people say downtime is important.
Mm-hmm.
Though character building has occurred during times of conflict.
Yes.
We have had 7 arcs, and a cover story in which Jinbei is a major player. I cannot tell you one personality trait he has.
Jinbei is the Qui-Gon Jinn of One Piece.
Yes.
He's stoic and wise and well-tempered and boring.
And I have not seen an attempt to cull Fishman Karate. Because,
well, he's had one fight. We haven't had the chance to.
But see, the problem is not the one fight. The problem is the initial explanation. The first formal explanation we get of Fishman Karate is from Jinbei.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know who he attacks?
Crocodile?
No. This is in Fishman Island.
During Fishman Island, he's attacking... not Hody.
One more guess.
You got me. Luffy.
Yes.
Okay.
He attacks Luffy, and he says... he gives you the explanation how Fishman Karate works. He says, this will even work against a Riverman. At that point in time, I said, if he joins the crew, the balance is offset immediately. You want to know why? Because for, 600 chapters at this point? But hockey offsets things, obviously. But the narrative was that the only person on the crew who could affect Luffy
was Zoro. With no hockey, no shenanigans, nothing. And cutting has always been a weakness of Luffy, even in Gear 5th. Kaido says it. You can affect Luffy with cutting attacks. Mm-hmm.
So, now we have someone without the use of hockey who can affect Luffy with their base kit. This became a problem for me because now you're changing things drastically for no reason. And it's weird because it's always like it was always a relationship between him and Zoro, which made sense because, of course, the sort of...
Zoro and Luffy have always been messy and muddy in terms of who is actually stronger.
Exactly. And
which is kind of like their entire dynamic, and that's cool.
Exactly. And we get that in Whiskey Peak. That's what Whiskey Peak is about. And then it's always stated that Zoro is the most loyal crewmate on Luffy's ship. So the whole Luffy show thing that we get from Amazon Lily to Marineford sort of dampens that for me because now, between that and some things that the anime does, you're trying to make Jinbei Zoro too?
Although, with Egghead, we also have something else about Jinbei.
Oh, what's that?
Because we know that Jinbei is weaker than Sanji.
Is he?
Because Sanji blitzes the improved version of him.
That's not Jinbei, though, Zakk.
That's true. He doesn't have the Jinbei plot armor. But I want to believe.
Because we all know bounties matter, and they are indication of power level, so Sanji is weaker.
All of us are Black Bart Bellamy. Let's go, boy.
Oh, yeah.
So, but you want to know what the best part about all of this is?
What's up?
We are so beyond bored, so incapable of keeping our focus, so utterly diminishingly destroyed by the presence of a single character that we would rather talk about Jinbei than Monkey D. Dragon.
True.
Say what you will about Jinbei. There is nothing there for this guy, man.
That's why he's the most wanted man in the world. He needs to be out of the story. The story, the story itself is against him. But
I hate Dragon.
I hate Dragon.
How did they do this to my boy Kuma? This chapter.
Both of them are awful. They're awful. They're awful. They're just bad.
The entire revolutionary, the entire structure is just broken. You can't fix it.
Sappo's a dumb Logia with hockey, and he did more.
He's created a schism in the revolutionary.
They don't even know who the leader is anymore.
And he's his own leader. He's the leader of his own revolutionary army with blackjack and hookers.
Basically, because now people in the streets are saying, praise the Flame Emperor, sworn brother.
One revolutionary that's doing anything.
And then they say, we know he's good because he's a sworn brother of Monkey D. Luffy. And then Dragon's like, but I'm his dad, though.
I'm his dad, though. No, that's Garp, you idiot. Stop trying to steal clout.
I mean, you joke, but that is kind of true. I love Garp.
He's not the stepdad. He's the dad that stepped up.
I mean, true. Brother.
Just like my boy Kuma.
Kuma's the best warlord. Oh, my goodness.
Kuma's good.
Kuma's good. Bonnie's good.
Kuma's good. Bonnie's good. This has been a pretty good just backstory flashback.
It really is. I like that. I was right again. You remember when I said I made all those Van Helsing equivalencies?
Mm-hmm.
They treat Bonnie like a vampire.
Oh yeah.
I'm calling it, baby. Oh, we're both drowning and calling it, brother. Look at us. We're so rich. Oh, it's nice.
Why does it hurt so much when I'm right?
Yeah. Oh, man, you ruined the celebration. Oh, no. Oh, it does hurt.
This is why Oda doesn't like killing characters, because he doesn't want to ruin the celebration.
Oh, lordy. Oh, this sucks. And the fact that she gets the anti-aggro right where she's being affected. Goodness gracious. Also, I love Dad Kuma. I love that he keeps his baby in a cage because he doesn't want to crush her. I love this.
Yeah. Dad Kuma's precious and good.
Also, speaking about Sabo, this is the first time in the canon we see Kuma training Sabo. This is an anime scene.
Wait, Kuma trained Sabo?
Yeah, we see this in this chapter.
I thought Dragon trained Sabo.
No, only Kuma. Though it's weird because he has all these dragon techniques, but we never see Sabo being trained by Dragon. It's only been Kuma. Because I remember I looked for this for a video, and I mentioned that in the video I just posted. I was looking for the part where he talks about Kuma, because during the raid, he calls Kuma Kind Kuma, and in the anime, it's a small flashback of Kuma fighting Sabo to train him. But that didn't exist in the manga. But now we get to see it in the manga. So that's canonical. Now, Dragon training Sabo, we have never seen. I think it's maybe said, so you're probably right. But it's never
I mean, he uses Dragon's fighting style.
Right, it makes sense. Then he has a flame attack, so it makes sense.
Which is so funny, considering that we've seen Dragon fight more through Sabo than Dragon fighting.
It's very strange. It's strange. He better use the same techniques when he does fight, because if he doesn't...
Could you imagine if he didn't? That'd be so hilarious!
Oh, no!
Could you imagine if we get the Dragon fighting and he just kicks like Sanji? Or he pulls out swords?
Jeez. That's terrible.
That would be so terrible.
I would have to take a break.
If Oda just forgot.
Because that goes with the whole... Why is he more of a dragon than dragon? Because he's a fire-breathing dragon, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this is stupid. I hate this. And he has a dragon attack in Stampede, which has probably become canon. He actually makes a flame dragon.
That's cool.
Yeah, so that's coming, probably. He saw Eam. Saba...
In terms of feats, like, Sabo's good. Problem with Sabo is that he's not much of a character.
The Revolutionary Army is a joke.
The Revolutionary Army is such a joke that we're praising Sabo.
This is crazy. This is lunacy. He fought all the Gorosei at once and saw all their terrible monster forms all at once.
Granted, he didn't fight them, but
I mean, he ran away, but...
He ran away.
Wait,
he escaped them.
He shot No, go on.
I mean, that's a pretty good feat all in itself, is escaping the Gorosei. Considering, one of them that we were seeing right now is the power to paralyze you and incapacitate you.
He shot a flame attack at the King of the World.
Yeah.
Oh my.
Usopp burned down that flag. Let's go, boys.
Oh. Okay, so we agree now that they're probably going to be destabilized at some point. The Revolutionary Army, because this doesn't make sense. I'm sorry, narratively, it's becoming ridiculous.
We set up a schism, which means that it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
Maybe this whole thing with Dragon doing nothing ever is intentional for the plot. I don't even know anymore.
I hate this. I know I've said that
He
before.
sucks.
This is
He
awful.
sucks. But yeah, pretty good chapter. 7 out of 10.
7 out of 10. I love this revolutionary shaped pizza. But yeah, so I love Baby Bonnie in the cage. That's my favorite scene.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's too big. It's so funny. Yeah. Man. Oh, Ivankov gets his tattoo, which I don't know what that means, but okay.
So does Dragon, apparently.
Yeah, well, he got his last chapter. But who exactly. Yawn, exactly.
That's just my general feelings about Dragon can be expressed in a single action, yawning.
More importantly, Baby Bonnie has a teddy bear and an umbrella. I didn't notice that. It's interesting. Yeah, she has
That's interesting.
Yeah, and Kuma says the line. He does the thing. Where would you like to go if you were to go on a trip?
Yeah.
Which is
so Perona and Bonnie being related in some way. More and more, that's becoming a thing a little bit.
Yeah. And this is the start of the gag that he does. So it comes out of trauma for his child. That's what he asks people where they like to go.
Yeah.
And she wants to go to the Sky Island where they might see Nika.
Let's go, boys. Oh, it's so weird as well. My only thing about Perona, like the whole thing about Perona and Bonnie like being related or clones or whatever, what have you, right?
Yeah.
The only thing about Perona is that Perona has weird eyes.
That's the part, yeah.
And usually, if a character has a unique feature in One Piece, there's going to be at least one parent that kind of shares that feature.
Right.
Like Usopp's nose, or Zoro's haircut.
Yeah.
Or Sanji's swirly eyebrow.
Wait.
And I don't think... Yeah, we've seen Kuma's eyes. I don't think Kuma or Ginny had that specific kind of...
But we don't know about Bonnie's father.
Yeah, we don't know Bonnie's father. We don't know how many wives he had, I guess. Maybe he had a thing for pink-haired girls.
Maybe.
Maybe Big Mom has a celestial dragon somewhere in her children's employ.
That'd be wild.
I don't know.
Zachary. Wait, Zachary.
PW.
I found something.
Uh-oh.
You see the book that she's reading?
I do not. I don't even have the chapter off. I have basically imprinted all of this into my brain just because I knew we were going to be talking about Dragon a lot.
Yeah. There's something very important that she's reading.
I'll pull up the chapter.
Oh my god.
It's all coming back to you.
Wait.
Yo!
You see it?
No, this cover page is sick. Anyway.
Yeah.
Anyway, I don't remember seeing that. Alright. Oh, Lord. There's just like one page where you can tell that Oda did not ink the page.
Yeah, true.
Oh, jeez, man. Okay. Book.
It's the scene after Bonnie's touching her sapphire illness thing.
Yeah.
I can read it to you real quick. Hey, Bonnie, if you were to go on a trip, where would you like to go for when you're better, I mean? Oh, I know. Have you heard about the legendary Sky Islands? There are islands way up in the sky, or the air, rather, Kuma says. That's right. I read about it in this book. You know the book she's holding?
I read about it in this book.
Do you see it?
The Bible?
The Bible. It's a Bible about Nika.
Oh, it's Kuma's Bible.
It's Kuma's Bible. The Bible is I was half right. I called this. I said it was the original Dofru encyclopedia, but it might just be a Bible about Nika.
I mean, maybe?
Because what else would that be about?
I mean, the Sky Islands are one of the places that we know have gods, I guess?
Yeah.
They don't exactly strike me as like as a culture through written text kind of people, though.
Which is weird, because she says she's read about it in that book. So, like, what?
Yeah, I read about the Sky Islands in this Bible. What is this Bible?
Exactly. And we know it's Kuma's...
What is this book?
And we know it's Kuma's Bible because it has the weird cross on the back of it.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, that's huge. I didn't even notice that.
Oh, that's tonight.
That's a video.
that's a full video, brother.
Did you see? What does it mean?
Though this may have to come out Sunday or something. So yeah, she it's there. So I don't know what that means. That's super interesting though. And Helias's child. That's right.
10 years, like I said.
Yeah. That means I'll be better when I'm 10. Yeah. True, like you said.
And then, oh no, what have I done?
Yeah. I've Oof.
Oh, Kuma. Kuma.
He's such a good dad.
My poor son. He does not deserve all this.
He does not. It's just going to get worse.
Like, we already knew Kuma was a lad when he got completely destroyed protecting the Sunny for 2 years.
Exactly.
We already knew he was on a lad. He was on the level of Duval. He's a lad. But this...
This is all.
He doesn't deserve this!
This is awful, bro.
Why would you do this to my son?
Also, again, remember when Jinbei says to Bonnie, well, I don't know too much about Kuma, but I heard he was a terrible, terrible king, Bonnie.
Yeah.
Ooh.
We're about to find out what happened there.
Yeah. Every chapter, I hate this character more.
Kuma was a terrible king. Man, the revolutionaries should really do something about that.
Yo! Once he became a king, he was beyond the revolutionaries' notice. Oh, they're a bad faction. I can't wait till they're dissolved. I can't wait.
Oh, jeez.
So Koala can be free. Oh, I hate this. I love this.
Yeah,
go on.
Is this a church to Nika?
It could be.
Because it's the cross.
That's what I'm saying.
And the sun.
Which is probably...
Which would be very interesting.
It would be.
When you consider who else uses the cross as their symbol.
Yeah? Yeah?
Is Mihawk another apostle of Nika?
Also, Gecko Moria?
All of the warlords?
Because it's weird, because Gecko Moria wears a
Buggy?
crucifix.
Is Buggy Judas?
No.
Yo?
Because Moria does wear a crucifix.
True.
It's like in the same weird style, too. It's like with the ends are split. There's no...
But I also find it kind of interesting that the sun, right?
Yeah.
Also looks like Kuma's paw pad.
Exactly.
Which is neat.
Yeah.
It's just a neat little touch. There's nothing like mind-blowing about that. I just think that's a neat little touch.
This is probably where he got the design for the reticle that he has on his chest.
Maybe.
Because it looks just like it.
Because he's wearing clergy outfits.
Exactly. But, he's not a priest, so...
Yeah, of course not. That would be silly.
I can't believe that happened.
You're telling me a character named Bartholomew is not at all related to religion? That's silly.
Goodness gracious. Yeah, you gotta go outside sometimes, ladies and gentlemen.
Get yourself to church sometime.
Oh.
Kuma does it.
Go to church, be like Kuma.
Be like Kuma.
Oh boy. But yeah, so like Bonnie for Straw Hat, yes, no?
I'm gonna say no.
Really? All right.
In terms of her being a Straw Hat. Just because, like, it's something about supernovas becoming full-on Straw Hats just don't sit well with me.
That's fair.
If we were gonna get something like that, I'm pretty sure it would have been Law, who felt very similarly treated by the story.
Yeah. Though, well, that feels like a cop-out, what I'm about to say.
Go on, I'm in for cop-outs.
He had Beppo, though.
True.
Because, like...
Yeah, Bonnie doesn't really have anyone in terms of her crew.
Like, it's just like it's a bunch of random fat guys, basically.
Yeah.
Like, one in the chef's hat, one in, like, in a fedora. And none of them have names.
Really, it depends on how many and what Vegapunks survive.
Yeah. Oh, I was talking to Digital Burrow member Minnie.
Mm-hmm.
And it's possible that York is part Bonnie.
Maybe.
Which is disgusting. It makes Vegapunk very gray. But could be. Because he loves his gene splicing.
It is amazing how hard Oda tried to push good Vegapunk. But just like the connotations of everything he does is wicked and weird.
Like every little thing that we've seen has been a Orwellian nightmare. Like every last thing. The pacifistas are nightmarish. Imagine if you're just a guy, right? You're bumming about, about devil fruits and those are kind of weird, but you don't know about technology. You've never seen a cyborg in your life.
There's just like a giant army of the same guy firing lasers from their hands.
And their mouths, and they don't die. They keep getting back up. You have never seen a robot in your life. You've seen a wooden musket made of wood and metal. You're on a wood and metal ship. You know there's like an animal guy, but that's as weird as things get. Then you see this thing. This nightmare. I'm stumbling because the anchorism that has taken a turn in this series is ridiculous because the pacifistas are just horrifying. Even if
cloning a dead race to be used as a weapon exclusively for the people that caused them to be dead.
And it was such a good idea you did it twice because that's how we got the Seraphim. With the Lunarians, another dead race. And then we mix our dead race beings to make us... Oh
yeah, I wasn't even thinking about the Buccaneers. Oh my god.
You got the Buccaneers and the Lunarians. You mix them all together, you get S-Bear. Now we got a Buccaneer Lunarian hybrid monster.
And then also with fishmen.
Yeah, but put the fishmen in the pot.
Put Jinbei in there as a tool to serve the organization that oppresses his people, and he's just cool with and then Lord, and also Amazon Lily too. Oh Jesus,
yes. Oh, but see, Kuma's worried about the One Piece internet. No, I mean Jinbei's worried about the One Piece internet. That's his concern.
Yeah, and then he cloned Doflamingo before realizing that they have thoughts and feelings of their own.
An actual psychopath, and then you clone Mihawk. Because there are a few people in One Piece that I have tiers of freaks.
Yeah,
Mihawk and Big Mom are probably at the top because they don't make sense almost.
Yeah,
for how strong they are in comparison to everybody else. Everybody else, like a hockey boy of some sort, it makes sense. They're just strong.
Yeah.
Seemingly effortlessly, because every time a swordsman is introduced and is weaker than Mihawk, Mihawk goes up one.
Mm-hmm.
And we have Odin now. And Odin could almost kill Kaido, yet he wasn't as good as Mihawk, supposedly. That's weird.
Granted, Odin was 20 years ago.
True.
Odin might have been the strongest swordsman of his time?
Perhaps.
Because we don't know when Mihawk became the strongest swordsman.
No, nor do we know what that even means.
Yeah.
Or who qualifies, because why isn't Big Mom a swordsman? Anyway, I guess because she's a devil fruit user? I don't know.
I mean, even devil fruit users could be swordsmen? Look at Kaku.
I mean, yeah. So... And Nosjuro is a swordsman, no matter what he has.
Mm-hmm.
Gandhi, the Gandhi guy.
Yeah.
So I don't know what that means, but okay, we ball, whatever.
I mean, anyone who thinks that they're stronger than Mihawk, I don't know, pay him a visit.
Basically.
See what happens.
Yeah.
When you're strong enough that people aren't going to challenge you because they're afraid that you will kill them, yeah, you get to be the strongest swordsman until someone can challenge you and beat you.
Basically.
I mean, that's just the nature of it. You know, it'd be funny.
What?
If Shanks got the strongest swordsman from Figureland.
So...
From a mock duel or something that they did.
So you're just suggesting more fraud hair.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
They did like a mock duel or something, and Shanks beat him in like a rock, paper, scissors contest or something silly and stupid like that, where Figureland let him win because he wanted his son to be happy. And Shanks just took that and rolled with it, and then Mihawk beat Shanks and went, I'm the strongest now.
I'm recovering.
I don't think that's actually what happened.
I hope it is. I hope it is.
There definitely is a strongest swordsman before Mihawk, and Figureland is probably up there, right?
Yeah, I can believe it. I just like fraud hair and fraud Roger allegations because I thought about something. When you're raised by Roger, you have a bit of a hard time, but when you're raised by Zakk, you become the king of the world, apparently, or kings of the world, because everyone who came out of Zakk's camp became a superstar.
Especially Buggy.
We'll
get to that when we reveal Zakk's stupid red nose.
Oh, I can't wait. He's going to be a clown. I can't wait. I literally can't wait. And then if he does, that means that, Roger ain't looking too good. Because everyone after Roger passed, Shanks came to prominence. We don't know how, but everyone else kind of just.
What is Scopper Gabon up to?
At his vacation,
I don't know, maybe he's the man marked by flame. Who knows?
Who knows? We know Rayleigh is too busy retiring with Shaki during.
Hey, good for him.
Good for him.
I'm happy. My man got his bag.
The rest are dead, I guess, because who knows what happened to Sunbelle?
Yeah,
which is odd. Now that I think about it, But yeah, you come out of Zakk's crew, you become a superstar, and you rule the world.
I mean, granted, Zakk's crew was already filled with superstars that were ruling the world before they were even part of his crew.
True.
That's just his recruiting process.
Which he had, yeah, because he did the David Backfight thing. Which means he has an eye for talent, much like Bucky.
Hey.
Hey, there it is. But
anyway.
Yeah, anyway.
I think we're starting to wind down a little bit.
Yeah. Good chapter. Bonnie is best girl. Love her.
Mm-hmm. Very good.
Subscribe.
Very good and sweet. I like the little sapphire star on her face.
Yeah, it's cute. It's sad, but it's cute.
It's sad, but it's cute. I like Kuma. I like Kuma being a dad. It's cute and good.
Father bear indeed.
Dondo Toto. Very cool.
Well, I think the people should subscribe to Reddit Sephiroth.
Well, I think they should subscribe to Polypede Works first.
And the bar is open.
Don't be douchy. See you in the next one, everyone.